Okay, so I'm using Cheryl Marchetti's Kipper again, and someone wanted me to read on Chuck Grassley. He's almost 90. He just won re-election. I think he's been in office since, was it 1981? I found an article, very recent article about his plans for his next term. So I'm going to try to remember to link that in the description area. But it was, where did I find it? It's the Daily Sentinel for in Iowa, of course. And it's, he's talking about all the work across the aisle he wants to do. I guess he runs 2 miles every day. He started doing that when he was 65, or was it 68? I can't remember. I think 65. Yeah. He's the 8th longest serving senator in American history at nearly 42 years. When he was sworn in again, when he is sworn in again in 2023, he will snap a tie with former Utah Senator Orrin Hatch and become the longest serving Republican senator of all time. Okay. But anyway, here's his agenda. So it's the Rural Opioid Abuse Prevention Act. And he's definitely, he's working across the aisle with a lot of these things here, pushing for the passage of the Prescription Drug Pricing Reduction Act with Senator Ron Wyden. He's working with, he did work with Amy Klobuchar to sponsor the American Innovation and Choice Online Act, designed to stop dominant platforms such as Amazon, Apple, and Google from controlling the marketplace. He wants to ensure a new farm bill. But anyway, so I'll just link that article if you want to read the whole thing. Let's just look at let's look at his future. Let's look at his political future. And if there's any legal issues coming up, I don't know anything about this guy. How dirty or clean he was. I don't know. It doesn't look like he has. I looked on opensecrets.org is another place anybody can go to see all these politicians' net worth. For instance, Chuck Schumer's is just a little over $1 million, and he's been, in there forever. This guy's, I think, was $7 million, so that's a little... I don't know. That makes me wonder. And then those ones that went to Russia, all of them, I think, except Kay Granger, had like 24 million, 20-something million. But anyway, let's stick to Chuck Grassley. I think I'll do it this way. It might be faster. 2, 3, this one 4. 5, 6, and 15, and I'll take the 2 off the bottom. Okay, so maybe some of this will be showing what he'll be working on. There's that possibility. Okay, let's do it this way. Ooh, he's down here on the bottom. It's hard to mess up that card, but this string over here and this one up here and this one up here, that's, well, here, I'll talk about it when I get there in a second. Wow, so there's restriction coming in for him. Okay, so the child card in the center here shows me that there are well, there's new starts, but then also maybe he's an advocate for children. I don't know enough about this guy. But, to be a lifelong Republican, you got to wonder. Some small or new start or something new that happens that is hanging over him. He's down here in the worst position for his card to show up because all these cards are coming up behind his back and everything is weighing down on him. So he's in the least powerful position. It's probably his age. I mean, a person can do cardio every day and still you're going to die when you're going to die. Because, that's something with you and your spirit. It just maybe makes his life a little easier, being healthier, I suppose. Of course it would, of course. And whatever, I'm going to let go of that. So some new starts or something small that's hanging over him. And there's still this like poverty consciousness, but he has loyalty. And I think this is probably the Republican Party that has always been so darn, they've been, hold on, I gotta grab some water real quick, just a second. So yeah, the Republican Party has been, they just block everything. They don't seem to care about other people's welfare. I love that he's worked on the opioid crisis, but you would think that, well, then again, they don't have to work on anything. You can be like Mitch McConnell and just sit there and block everything and don't work on anything. And he has, I have to say, worked across the aisle. At least it looks that way, unless those are lies. I don't know. But poverty consciousness is hanging over him, and those who he is loyal to seem to have more control over him. And then this card up here has everything to do with ignorance, feeling helpless and pessimistic and insecure and depressed. And quite discouraged, and that's hanging over him. And then jumping over here to this corner, reading the four corners, this could be either his doctor, this could be an investigation, this could be something that brings in some sad, like ruh-roh, and then restriction of some type. This is so weird. There's probably a bunch of dirt on him that I don't know anything about. That's what I'm getting with these cards. Or this could be all the work that he thinks he's going to get done, and he's going to do his best to block everything and restrict, right, with the government. This card up here it's a little challenging because you have to go with the cards that are around it to tell you more. It can be an investigation. It can be, a tax issue. It can be a lot of negotiation that a person has to go through, or just demands on a person. And I say that especially because it's weighing down, on him over here, and it's one of the four corners. So something's weighing down on him that restricts him a lot, and this is our sad news card. So maybe it's a medical issue, because this can be a doctor card. Or maybe it's his mind that doesn't, maybe his strategery isn't working so well anymore. This card has to do with a unexpected payout, usually. That's interesting. Maybe there's some new, well, no. I don't have the discovery card. I don't have the court card. But this adjudication card feels to me like some investigation because of something that came through, maybe some favors, some rewards, something that's all of a sudden, like a bonus, a tip, some kind of a profit. It could be a business contract. And he's like, whoa. And there are problems with it, with the fortune that comes through. Like I said, it's hard to mess this card up, but because it's connected to this card, and this is above it, and this is above it, this card is messed up. Right? This is his happiness and his wealth and his contentment. It's like our Nine of Cups, or a bit like the King of Pentacles, considering. But none of these cards over it are good. And it's sneaking up behind him. And this is his work. All of this is sneaking up behind him. Restrictions as to his plans and what he thinks he's going to be working on and what he thinks he can make from that is not going to work out well. I just don't see him as being effective on anything, on any of these committees that he thinks he's going to be working on. And maybe it's, well, I don't have the deception card. I just think he's not going to be very effective. This thievery card touching him, like if we look at this line here, this tells us a lot. Or actually, if we just stick with this 9 box here, this being the center card, and then even knighting, getting out of the 9 box and knighting over here. Oh my goodness. Well, his rewards coming to him are not, and then the strategy around it, and the plans and the strategy, yeah. The rewards coming to him are not good. I mean, they're coming, there's some irresponsibility on his part. There's some stealing, like him getting a piece of the action from something. And that's his strategy, but he's going to be blocked from it somehow. And this would be any committee that he's working on. And this, well, I'll get back over here, but then this line here is very telling, right? Because these would be the committees that he's working on, or the people he's working with, and then the 9 of Swords, it's like having the 9 of Swords hanging over him. There's regret, and he's not doing well, and he's, stressed out and worried about it. And then there's this major restriction, or maybe, I don't know, maybe he's done something wrong and he's locked up. But I don't have, like our grand jury trial. I have the 2 cards over here that are, I'll show you those in a minute. But so the thievery card has him draining, or him being drained of energy. And maybe that's what puts him into poverty consciousness, and that's also what puts him into this, helpless state where he's really stressed out and not effective in only small ways with his work. His work is draining him, and his good fortune, I mean, he's loyal to trying to bring in the money and to try to do something. But other than that, let's see. Maybe he's, because of these 2 cards up here, maybe he's a little demented. Maybe there's some dementia problems. At the bottom of the deck, we've got a painful loss, a painful ending, and this is a card that has to do with drugs and alcohol, but also foreign relations. And I don't know if he's tied to foreign, money somehow with this. I don't know. But it could be that at some time in the near future he crosses over because of maybe a drug that he took and it doesn't work well for him, or there's something or some side effect and it takes him out. I mean, this is it's usually hope and longing, but it is a card of drugs and alcohol. It could also just be his hopes, but then with this card here, this is a painful ending and loss. So at the best, whatever he's hoping for, he's not going to get. And at the worst, he could have trouble with the foreign culture or foreign situation, or the end of his ability to think outside the box and broaden his mind. And that kind of shows me, I have confirmation of that here with his mind and work and hanging over him. I just don't feel that he's going to be effective. I don't see any cards here that show him being effective in the future. And we see nothing but problems. So, yeah. So, okay, well, I'm going to get this uploaded. Wish you all the best. Take care. Bye. Whoops. Bye.